Why your baby daddy calling you this late?
He want to talk about the kid.
Yeah. He want to talk about the kids. The kids are so sweet.
More kids.
She's
Never gonna happen.
Is you sure, Naeem?
Nah, mother. Bitch.
Scrappy is high-key trying to get back with me at this point. He's sending flowers to my house every day. He wants to do family things, and I am absolutely not an Erica Dixon. You can spin a block with that one, and she is gonna be there for you and your new baby, and probably be best friends with the other baby mama too. But it ain't gonna be me.
I don't ask for none of this. I ain't asking my mama to go through this, bro.
And it's serious right now, like.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Nigga, I was on the floor crying last night, bro.
Listen, bro. Don't let this.
Nah, nigga, my mama, man.
You know, I got people trying to be in my business about the baby and stuff. You know, we got baby mama number 2 mad. Like, I don't know what I did to her. And then my mom, cause she going through it. I mean,
What point do I really just say all this? I'm like robbing myself out of just moments in my life because of my loyalty to somebody who never really truly held me down in any capacity.
And why you ain't talk to her all day?
Because that's what she do.
I told her I was going through something last night. I said, yo,
And I said, I'm trying to understand what's happening.
my mother is dying.
You man hella dramatic.
I'm really just quiet, period. I ain't even got the strength to do this.
You done talk about me to everybody around this motherfucker.
You done talk about me. You done talk about me. You done told you that how the hell do that. Yeah. But you know what? You know what?
Go away.
You know what? You
All that. I ain't going nowhere, and that's why you mad. That's why you really mad.
I'm not mad at you, ma'am. I really love you.
Yeah, okay. You blocked her after me and you started back being cool. So she want to know why you blocked her.
I say how y'all was going. I was like, I'm not even part of this.
Well, you know what, Scrap? I will tell you this. You're wrong because you was flirting with her for a very long time.
You said I was flirting with her?
Why was that wrong?
Show it.
I just want everybody to know. I don't give a who Scrap flirts with, okay? She's free to flirt with whoever the
Then Scrappy was there. His heart was pounding, and he kept hearing the words he had hoped to hear but never did. Though her eyes were far away and her countenance was unreadable, he had always believed that if he worked hard enough, Bambi would eventually see him the way he saw her. An orange hue was cast by the sun's decline. Tension hung in the air as they stood in the glow across the meadow, and Scrappy's hands shook as he extracted a little velvet box from his jacket pocket. Ed was in a knot in his gut. This was the moment that would make or destroy everything. For this, he had rehearsed his speech for weeks. Observing the delight on her face as she admitted that he had, I pictured them together in the future, facing the world. Their years of companionship, their serene comprehension, and their occasional giggles all seemed to be leading up to this one crucial day. Tenacious with a little break in her voice, Bambi said, "I'm not sure what to say." He felt his heart quicken as she moved slowly back, her gaze lowering to the floor. "Resilient, although I really care for you, my feelings are different. The chances are I never will." As the words slammed into his chest, the world around him seemed to blend the colors of the sky, fading into a murky shade. The tightness in his throat made him want to speak to Hayes, to tell her that this was not a passing moment, that he had loved her so long that she was the only one who had ever truly mattered. For a long time, there was silence as the words stayed trapped between his feelings and his lips. Even as the wind rustled the leaves and a bird's distant cry broke the stillness, none of it looked real. The sensation of weakness in his legs made Scrappy want to get down on his knees and beg her to reconsider, but he knew deep inside that this would only make matters worse. When he opened the box, the engagement ring was gleaming in the softly fading sunlight. He couldn't let go of the dream, even though it was slipping through his fingers, and he wasn't sure why he hadn't thrown it to the ground and gone. Bambi gave the ring a fleeting glance before turning back to him in a sorrowful manner. "I truly apologize. Tenacious, I've always supported you and been faithful to you. Bambi, do you not see that I adore you? You're one of the most important persons in my life. Therefore, I never wanted to hurt you. But not in that way," she muttered, her regret evident in her voice. His voice trailed off, the pain leaking through the cracks in his normally impenetrable exterior as she nodded, a tear dripping from the corner of his mouth. Her eyes corner someone who truly shares your feelings and can make you as happy as you deserve as someone you deserve. Love cannot be coerced, even though I know and will always care about you. Though it felt like the end of the world at that point, he always believed that love would find a way and that there was a possibility. Like a cold wave, the finality of her words struck him. Tears filled his eyes as he became aware that the person he had planned to live out the rest of his days with was vanishing. In that moment, Scrappy felt weak since his entire life had revolved around the possibility of a future with Bambi, and now it was gone. Scrappy had always enjoyed being strong and reliable. With hesitation, Bambi stretched out and She put a gentle hand on his arm and said, "Please don't be upset. I never wanted this to hurt you." He drew a shaky breath to stabilize himself. The sight of her eyes, which he had long liked, but now felt like a faraway memory, made him want to withdraw away from her touch in order to escape the anguish. "Scrappy, I'll always be here for you," Bambi murmured quietly but properly. "We both need time to work things out now." So she turned quickly, leaving him standing alone in the last of the light. He stood there staring at the empty space where Bambi had been for an unknown amount of time. The ring in his hand seemed like a constant reminder of all that he had lost. The weight of her rejection weighed heavily on Scrappy, who remained in the meadow. But he secretly knew that he could give up now rather than wait for Bambi to realize her error and come back to him because, despite everything, including the rejection, Scrappy refused to give up hope that she would somehow come back into his life. And in that quiet moment as the sun's last rays faded beyond the horizon, in the center of Atlanta, where hip-hop rhythms fill the streets and ambition permeates the atmosphere, a love tale garnered a lot of attention. After all, love was never supposed to be one-sided, so he made a self-promise to wait however long it needed. A young rapper named Lil Scrappy has found a co-author of among the most talked about couples in the entertainment field are Bambi Benson and her girlfriend, a stunning model and businesswoman. The reality TV program Love and Pop Atlanta highlighted their relationship, allowing viewers to follow their tumultuous romance through all of its highs and lows. Their chemistry was undeniable, and for a moment it seemed like they had everything Scrappy had. Although they were the perfect mix of elegance and fire, their partnership had its share of challenges, as do many couples that are scrutinized by the public. The strains of being in the spotlight all the time, allegations of adultery, and intense arguments that were publicly portrayed were all present. Bambi's composure and beauty grounded him, allowing his harsh, uncompromising lyrics to find equilibrium. In the limelight, they began to feel the weight of everything. Fractures started to show as time passed, and eventually their love story came to an end. Scrappy's separation from the public was tumultuous, and he was unprepared for the shock of losing Bambi. He was deeply attached to her, and the pain of losing her was devastating. After taking over the stage with his confident demeanor and bold demeanor, the man was abruptly left to recognize that heartbreak is inevitable. In an effort to communicate his sorrow to his followers, Scrappy wrote letters of regret and desire, discussing the gap Bambi left in his life and exposing a vulnerable side of himself that few had ever seen. He had acted tough, but the emptiness he felt without her at his side was so different that he felt comfortable enough to cry. In an emotive essay, he begged Bambi to come back to his life, saying it was not only the loss of love, but also the deep anguish of knowing that something beautiful had slipped from his grasp. It was an agonizing moment. When Scrappy spoke to his mother, Mama D, she was always in the background, had a big impact on his life, and had an important point of view. Scrappy was revealed. Mother D also wanted him and Bambi to figure out a way to reconcile.
You blocked her after me and you start back being cool. So she wanna know why you blocked her.
I was like, I'm not even part of it.
But you know what, Scrap? I will tell you this. You're wrong because you was flirting with her for a very long time.
You said I was flirting with her?
Why was I wrong? I just want everybody to know. I don't give a who Scrap flirts with, okay? He's free to flirt with whoever the he
She believed that they were meant to be together. Scrappy's hesitant voice echoed the hopes of those who wanted them to be reunited as he spoke of his mother's desire for family harmony. His cries gained urgency as he heard his mother's voice, which seemed to say, "You two belong together." But without replying to the heartfelt posts, Bambi stayed composed, concentrated on her own journey, and continued on while Scrappy opened his soul to the world. Instead of responding as Scrappy had planned, Bambi conducted herself with dignity in her quiet strength. Or the tears for her, the healing process seemed to be already underway. She didn't have to defend herself, and perhaps she had already accepted the world's separation. But she wasn't so quick to let go that followers, fans, and media outlets couldn't help but scrutinize every social. After each media appearance and interview, the tale of Lil Scrappy and Bambi turned into a spectacle. People pondered whether time could heal the wounds from betrayal, whether love was strong enough to heal them, or whether the pressures of celebrity had finally ripped them apart as the weeks passed. Neither Lil Scrappy nor Bambi made any public remarks about their romance, despite sightings of them together at events and months of rumors that only fueled the idea that they might be trying to rebuild their relationship. Confirmation or rejection, it prompted fans to wonder if the love they had once seen between Scrappy and Bambi had truly vanished or if it had just been buried behind the burden of everything they had experienced. There was nothing except silence that lingered in the air, and conjecture grew constant.
I ain't asking my mom to go for this, bro.
And it's serious right now, like,
You know what I'm saying, bro? Nigga, I was on the floor crying last night, bro.
listen, don't let that
No, nigga, my mama, man.
Man, I got people trying to hear my business about the baby and stuff. You know, we got baby mama number 2 mad. Like, I don't know what I did to her. And then my mom, cause she going through it. I mean, I did what?
Do I really just say all this? I'm like robbing myself out of just moments in my life because of my loyalty to somebody who never really truly held me down in any capacity.
How you reach out to her all day?
Because that's what he do.
I told her I was going through something last night. I said, yo,
And I said, I'm trying to understand what's happening.
my mother is dying.
You man hella dramatic.
I'm really just quiet, period. I ain't even got the stuff to do this.
You done talked about me to everybody around this motherfucker.
You done talked about me. You done talked about me. You done told me how the hell do that. And I down. But you know what? You know what?
Go away.
You know what? You
Sorry, I ain't going nowhere, and that's why you mad. That's why you really mad.
I'm not mad at you, Bam. I really love you.
Yeah.